Fair morning, guys. Happy Friday. Hope you're good. Good bounce of Bitcoin yesterday. Nice push from Hyperliquid. Every few hours, every day, new altcoins being released. Now, in the show, I want to speak about altcoins that are in support. For me, we need to all prepare for another rally, right? Plan A at this point is another rally. Markets bouncing on support. We're seeing strength, right? And it's quite obvious when it comes to where to protect ourselves. So I want to highlight again, best altcoins in supports right now, where to protect yourself. But then as well, I want to add in to set some take profits. There's a good opportunity to make money in this market, but we need to make sure we're banking the cash as well. Okay, so blue chip altcoins, good entries, good risk rewards right now, and make sure that we actually have a good exit plan. When this market pops at any point now, right, you're going to see a fast move, specifically if this is the thesis that's playing out. And it's important for us to capitalize on it and not catch the train late. Okay, and then it's very easy to see if plans change. So I'm going to speak about plan B, which is a bearish scenario in the show as well, if we start to see some bearishness and break certain levels. So guys, get your coffee ready. Hope you're all doing fantastic. Happy Friday to you all. Let's go.
I try and help everyone in my space, and this is what I get. I try and fight the devils, but inside I'm just like 𝗦𝗏𝗃𝗍𝗏. Welcome to Sheldon Show.
Did you smash like? I hope you did. Guys, let me know again in the comments below. I want to see what your biggest altcoin bags right now. What are you in? And how many alts are you in? Right? I think that's another important question as well. So for me, in this type of market, obviously I've been holding coins for the last 2-3 years, which is not the same market anymore. So it wasn't so great. Right? So I saw a lot of my cash kind of disappear in the long term. But ultimately, you know, for me, it just changed the thought process of alt seasons are going to be here, but they're going to be on smaller batches of alts. There's just too many alts in the market right now, right? So the ones that are really making groundbreaking stuff, creating strong communities, right? Working hard in bear markets and continuing to build, right? For me, these are the ones that are going to do incredibly well. So I do think there's many alt seasons to come, but I think it's going to be narrative based, and I think it's going to be best blue chips in the market. So for at this point, I'm probably sitting with around 16 alts that I'm really focused on making money on this year. Okay, and the opportunity now is, this is by far the most oversold market in the world right now. If you want to look at life-changing money and opportunities, right, you got to look at when that opportunity started, right? The opportunity of buying gold way back then, right, when it was in this oversold major phase, right? Since then, it's done incredibly well. But buying recently, if you bought the last pump that happened, you're down right now, right? If you bought the last silver pump, you're down right now. If you chased oil, you're probably down right now. If you chase the stock market's pretty good, right? We are seeing S&P and that rally up. But again, buying it now, like, where's the best opportunities? Now, at the same point, you have to separate the two. The one is the making money tool and the one is the saving money tool. So I think for saving money, these things are great, right? The safer assets to dollar cost. So basically, every month you make some profits, you buy some gold here, next month you buy some more gold, and overall you'll get a good average, because sometimes you're buying a bit cheaper, sometimes a little bit higher. But that's a good way to kind of bank money. But when it comes to making money in the world right now, for me, I'm still very much set on crypto, and specifically altcoins. Blue chip altcoins is the best place to make money over this year and next year. However, they're very good at taking your money too. So the important thing here is to get out of them, and also get the expectations of crazy alt runs out, and rather just trade the bigger waves. So what I've noticed specifically over the last 2 years, there's been decent waves in altcoins, and we've seen around 2 waves in altcoins per year, right? Sometimes 3. Okay, and if you just capitalize on buying them when the sentiment was really bad. So again, sentiment's kind of lifting a little bit in crypto right now, but it's still very, very, very bad to what it's been before. Okay, but if you accumulated in those times, and then when hype started to come back and excitement started to come back and started to dollar cost out, right, you would actually make a lot of money. Okay, because these alts they're ranging down up to 70%, and they are ranging up to 200, 300%. Okay, so I think if you can just set yourself a nice swing strategy this year, and this is something that I'm focused on very much right now, of just catching 1 or 2 of these waves and just taking profits and waiting until the sentiment's bad again, right? I don't think this 4-year cycle now is going to, people are kind of forgotten about that. So the expectations of alt seasons, specifically for me too, right? They're not really there anymore. So make the money, move on, and I think there's going to be bad sentiments every few months. right? Which means new opportunities accumulate, new opportunities to build again. Which gets me to the point of right now, short term, the market or short time frame, the market's going to be quite tricky, okay, to trade it and things like that. Where you're really going to make money is big daily breakouts, surviving the range, giving it space, and letting it do what it needs to do. Right? There is incredible money to be made this way. And that's why, for me, I'm highlighting that very much, that a strategy at this point for me is accumulating, giving them space in daily breaks, right? I'm looking for high time frame breaks and tools that are indicating trend shifts, okay? And they're coming out of this sideways boring stage into a trending market. That's where I want to catch, and that's where I don't want to get stopped out multiple times. I want to give it some room and give it some space. And then it gets me to the final points, which means you just got to really think about allocation. How much money you're putting into these things. If you don't put as much, that's going to make you too uncomfortable. Like, you don't mind giving it some room. Putting too much capital into, let's say, more volatile assets, you are going to stress quite a bit. So I think nonetheless, you've got to realize there's a lot of money to be made on the smaller alts, for example. Right? There's hundreds of percents to move, and they will still be down a lot from the top. Okay, but they do come down 30–40% at any point. Right? So putting small batches there can really go a long way with growing an account. I got $1,000 and I put $300 into multiple smaller coins. Right? And the other ones, you kind of build your way up on a little bit more of the safer assets. So let's go through a couple of things. Let's go through where the market's at right now. Okay, so if we look at Bitcoin itself, good bounce for Bitcoin yesterday. I'm happy with the bounce. It bounced in an important zone. So if you just pop in this trend here, it's a good trend to just keep track of, hey, should we think about any low 70s, mid 70s type of thing? Right? We came down and we basically hit the previous high. So again, the cool thing that we're kind of seeing right now is Bitcoin is respecting this laddering system where we are basically turning previous highs into support. So the bounce yesterday was really good. The only thing we got to pay attention to now is we are in this wedge, right? So this wedge is telling us that, hey, probably still flat for a few more days, maybe another 2–3 days flat, but then we are getting to a decision point. Okay, and you're sitting between two basic levels here. You're sitting the push up here to around the 88 to 90,000. Okay, and then you are sitting at around 74,000, even down to 72,000. Right, we should get a decision over the next few days on which way we're going. Okay, so it gives you a bit of an understanding here where to protect yourself, specifically short-term trades, or if you wanted to buy and allocate a bunch of cash now. Right, for me, it's paying attention to this over here. But if you also just zoom out and realize that this entire piece here is support, right? Do you want to allow the chops or anything in here to kind of get you shaken out? I'm at that point where I'm not. I'm willing to take positions, give them space, and let them do what they need to do. Because high time frame, specifically very high time frame, we're looking very bullish, again, on altcoins specifically for me, right? Bitcoin too. Bitcoin, I don't think is the most, like from here we go to 100 just yet, but I don't see why we're not pushing into the 90,000s over the next couple of months. Right? Start rallying up into these areas. Okay, and then the next point again of here is the big support zone here. Okay, and that's the major trend for me. So whatever I'm buying strength coins because again, today Bitcoin's pulling back, but hype's pumping. Right? I see what is the other one? PENDLE that was starting to move. Right? BNB is starting to wake up. Right, so the market's at the point where also still moving in days when Bitcoin's even pulling back. Okay, so just because Bitcoin might sit for a little while or even want to come down a little bit lower, doesn't mean your altcoin bags are not going to push up. We're getting to that point where there is a little bit of confidence coming back and sentiment starting to slowly come back, and people are going to come back for vengeance, right? They want to make money again now. They're tired of losing money, specifically those that stayed in the market. Okay, so if we look at this again, going back to Bitcoin here, that's the quite simple play when it comes to why, for me, giving the trade some room right now is super important, which means this very high leverage trading and stuff like that. I do it in my days, but small amounts of capital, I'm happy with that. But when it comes to like making cash now, spot trades for me and like super low lev, 1.5x, these type of things are kind of the strategies that I'm paying attention to so I don't miss the bigger wave while I'm zooming in every single day and allowing the volatility to kind of, play with my brain. So again, here, bottom trend. Okay, why not that trend? 3 touches, 1, 2, 3 touches, more touches, stronger trend. Okay, and top trend. We should get a decision on Bitcoin pretty soon when it comes to that. If we pull back again, anywhere here in the 70s for me is the bounces, and we'll be speaking about that every day on the show and looking at the next zones. Okay, Bitcoin dominance pushed up again on yesterday's news. So there was a little bit of strength, but I do see at some point a little bit of a slightly higher high or a lower high and distribution back into the alts again. And I think we had a very big resistance on Bitcoin dominance. The only reason I would see dominance skyrocket to the next levels, which is 62, 63%, okay, is if Bitcoin actually goes for the 90K. But if Bitcoin's going to chill, right, I do see this coming back down. Just get me to the altcoins, guys. This is our opportunities right now. Overall, alts, they've broken out, and this is where to accumulate them. Right, accumulate alts that are outside the daily in these zones over here. Okay, after that, yes, I'm looking for a push up to this area over here, which is slightly bigger than the wave that we just saw. We saw some decent moves coming, okay? Which gets me to the point of, again, the good risk reward trades right now. Midterm trades, I got this little one here, and higher time frame trades here. So ETH, again, one I'm really much accumulating, right? If I'm looking at a little bit of a midterm approach, right, this is the risk reward. I'm looking at this as stop losses. So again, big bottom trend, okay? And that is TPs. And if I'm looking at giving it some room and some space over a couple of months, right, I'm looking at bigger stop losses, okay, and I'm looking at bigger rewards of up to 3,400. So I've spoken about these, but I just want to show you guys again. All of them are coming in. Great risk to rewards. Put your bottom trends in, gives you a good idea where to protect them. You want to give them space, right? Give them space, but make sure that it's worth the space. Don't give it a 30% drawdown if you're only going to make 30%. Right? If you're looking at up to 100% and you want to risk 15%, 20%, that's good risk reward, right? That's something to pay attention to. Okay, so again, AVAX, huge one that I'm accumulating a lot of. Everything's broken out of these dailies right now and are playing around in supports. So just because we're chopping and not much is happening, market's looking good. Right? This is good opportunities. Render's coming into zone. Chainlink is coming back into zone. Doge is a little bit up from zone, but if it does come in, it's good. ApeCoin, one that I'm slowly building. Again, Ape is like, if I got $1,000, I'm putting in $50, right? It's smaller batches of cash, but the moves will be obviously massive, plays out. Also on Ape, keep an eye on that trend. Trends are important. GRT is in the zone, guys. 𝗬𝗂𝗃𝗏 is coming to the zone. Curves coming to the zone. 𝗬𝗵𝗏𝗃𝗏𝗄, one of my favorites right now that I think are going to be really good trades. But as you can see, just so many good risk to rewards as we speak. Okay, now a few things that I do want to chat about over here too is I want to speak around gold. I see gold had a nice pullback yesterday. Again, it's actually getting quite bearish, to be honest. Now, I've been trading gold, guys. So remember on Bybit, you got TradFi. Right, so there is a TradFi section. I've been playing around with it, and it's been quite interesting. So I put around $200 into this. I think it was around $190 or something, just to play around with it. And it's been very interesting. So I've been using the exact same techniques that I've been using when it comes to trading crypto. Okay, gold just respects levels a lot easier, and it's the trends are beautiful, you know. So this has kind of been my journey so far. So I started on a little win, and then I had a couple of small losses, and then I had 2-3 good wins, small losses, and then as you can see, just been this. And then the last couple of days have been really good. So now I'm sitting at around 1,700. So I have gone to a point of like, you know, 600-700%. But as money's getting bigger, you're risking a little bit more. So I'm going through a lot of these things. But I really think it's a great way to trade as well, guys, on the side of crypto. I really think it's amazing, right? When it comes to this, we do have a cool video that's going to drop on Banter, on TradFi as well, just to go through the section with you guys. But just keep eyes on it because gold is starting to bring in some volatility now. It does look pretty bearish, in my opinion. We'll see today if we get a bounce here in these areas. If we do bounce, we're going back up to 4.7, but there could be areas of catching gold at the low 4,000s. So keep eyes on that. And I'm speaking trading specific wise. I don't know if this is the best investments. I think over time, dollar costing is a great thing to always do in gold. Okay, but for trading, it's been quite fun and quite enjoyable. So just keep that in your mind and keep testing, keep growing, keep trying new things as well. So shout out to Bybit. There is a link below in the description if you don't have an account. If you sign up with an account, you can get into my free club, guys. As well as using BTC as well. So remember, we have SpaceX, guys. SpaceX also can trade now. You can trade stocks on BTC as well. Right. So between the platform you like, you check it out. Good opportunities to trade stuff outside of crypto. Okay, let's jump back in. So gold, my targets are basically down here. 618 to 786. That's my zone for gold. Right, when it comes to actual stock market, let's see the futures. Futures needs to get through this, which means probably S&P as well, right? S&P is looking good. It's really rampaging up. Let's see what the dollar's doing. also ramping up, so keep that in mind. It's weird how gold and that is really starting to make its way down at this point. How's MicroStrategy doing? Starting to go up, which is good. Anything else? Okay, not too much, guys. So again, great opportunities in alts right now. One more thing I do want to show you here is on the alts is track them down, guys. Track them down for conservative entries. Track them down, break a trends. That's what you want to get into. Okay, lots of love, guys. Have a great weekend, and I will see you guys all on the next show. Next show. Bye-bye.